Before the world you know, before anything you could name, there was fullness. The Gnostics called it the Pleroma, perfect, complete, and utterly unknowable. And then, quietly, something went wrong. The word Demiurge comes from the Greek, meaning craftsman, or public worker. Plato used it first, in the Timaeus, modeling it on the eternal forms above. But the Gnostics took that word, and turned it completely inside out. In the Gnostic myths preserved in texts like the Apocryphon of John, the Demiurge is not benevolent, not wise, he doesn't even know he isn't God. He is a mistake who thinks he's the truth. To understand the Demiurge, that story usually begins with Sophia. Sophia, meaning wisdom, is one of the eons emanating from the monad, the invisible spirit. Sophia commits an error. She desires to create alone, unmoored from the harmony of the Pleroma. Out of that flawed desire, she brings forth a being, deformed, lion-faced, serpent-bodied. Ashamed, Sophia hides him, casts him far outside the Pleroma, away from the light. Alone, cut off from the source, he assumes he is alone, because he believes he is the beginning. This being has many names, Yaldabaoth, Saklas, Samael, but most scholars simply call him the Demiurge. Believing himself to be the sole and highest power, he does what any isolated god might do. He creates. He fashions a throne. He fashions rulers beneath him, the Archons, governing the material cosmos, the planetary spheres, and fate itself. And in a moment many readers find chilling, he speaks the words, "I am God, and there is no other God beside me." The Gnostic texts treat this, importantly, not as a lie, but as the confession of an ignorant creature. He genuinely doesn't know any better. His mother, Sophia, is above him, unseen. The Pleroma is above her. He is only a rumor of divinity, mistaking itself for the source. This is the theological twist at the heart of Gnosticism. The Demiurge is a distorted echo of the God of Genesis. The one who says, "Let there be light," isn't the ultimate God at all. He's a subordinate, and an unwitting one. Yet ignorant of what lies above him, the Demiurge still holds real power below. He shapes matter itself. He creates the physical cosmos as a series of concentric spheres, governed by his Archons, corresponding to the planets. This is why the material world itself is treated with such suspicion. It's a kind of prison architecture, holding fragments of divine light that fell, through Sophia, into matter. And those fragments, somehow, are trapped inside human beings. The creation of Adam is retold as a kind of theft in reverse. The Archons form a body, but it cannot stand, cannot move. It's only inert clay. Then, without warning, a spark of the divine Pleroma enters the body. And Adam rises. The Archons are horrified. Their creation now contains something greater than they are, trapped in flesh, in a world they built and rule. This reframes the Genesis story entirely. The serpent is recast, quite deliberately, not as a tempter, but as a messenger of hidden knowledge. The forbidden fruit isn't sin at all. It's the beginning of gnosis, knowledge of one's true origin. It's tempting, of course, to call the Demiurge a devil. He isn't, quite. Most Gnostic texts are careful about this distinction. The Demiurge is not evil in the way later Christian tradition imagines Satan. He is only ignorant, jealous of a power he senses but cannot name. He rules instead through fear, through law, through the illusion that he is the final authority. And that's what makes him unsettling rather than monstrous. He's a bureaucrat who thinks his office is the whole of the universe. Different Gnostic schools handled his moral status quite differently. The Sethian texts paint him as a bumbling, dangerous fool. The Valentinian tradition is far gentler. In fact, the Demiurge is sometimes portrayed almost sympathetically, eventually capable of a kind of partial redemption, once he learns his true place beneath the Pleroma. If the Demiurge built the trap, the Gnostic texts offer only one way out: gnosis, not obedience to the Demiurge's laws. Knowledge that the spark within you predates the world he built. It isn't about being forgiven by the Creator God. It's about finally waking up. So whatever else it is, perhaps consider this: maybe there's something in you that was never actually his to rule. Please do subscribe.